autographed guests from all the major sports, plus a celebrity from a major sport movie, all in today's episode of Baseball King Collectibles. Hi everybody, welcome back to the show, welcome back to the studio. I am the Baseball King. New subscribers, it's been amazing. I don't know where you, I know where you guys are coming from. Media helps, press helps, and I've been getting a lot of coverage out there. So, I mean, channel's on fire. It's like, whoa, it exploded. It's just on fire. So, thank you so much for everybody subscribing. I don't know. Now I feel pressure now because, I only had like under 100 people. It was like nice. It was a little, just us, like a little room, like a little school teacher. But now I feel pressure now to perform a big audience. So anyway, I'm going to try to do my best, guys. Today I'm going to cover all 4 sports of an in-person autograph that I got from each one. All right. MLB, NHL, NBA, and of course the NBA. And we'll also have a celebrity guest at the end who is featured in a major motion picture sport movie, probably maybe one of the best baseball movies of all time. Some people consider it. Well, we'll see how you consider it. Anyway, let's get to our first guest. All right, and we've had this guest on our show before, but for you newcomers here, and there's a lot of newcomers, we'll bring him back one more time because he was that good. All right, and we're talking about none other than Mr. Hockey himself, Gordie Howe. That's right. There's a signature in person, free. Didn't pay a cent. Guys, remember, I am an in-person, for you newcomers, I'm an in-person autograph collector. I don't pay for autographs unless it's at a show and you wait in line, for a big Hall of Fame or somebody like that over the years. And even them, I don't like paying for it. But I have, and of course I have. During the 1980s when they were $10 to $20 an autograph, you didn't mind paying. Now I never pay now. So, celebrities also as well. I collect celebrity autographs and sports autographs. So this is Gordie Howe. How did I obtain Gordie Howe's autograph, guys? Wow, it was inside the NBC building, Rockefeller Center, and he was doing a show, and there he was, and Gordie Howe. Got him twice. Nobody else even knew who he was, and these are my magazines from as a child. These are my original, this is the covers only. For some reason, I don't know why, I saved covers for magazines. The magazines weren't worth anything, but the covers came in handy to get these 2 Gordie Howe signatures. Gordie Howe, look, Mr. Hockey, everybody knows about him. 4 Stanley Cups. Oh, he had the record for assists and goals before, before the great Gretzky came along and broke that record. But before Gretzky, before Lemieux, before Bobby Orr, this was the guy. This was the main guy in hockey. Come on, he was hockey's legend. Yeah, he led the league in goals 5 times. He led the league in assists 5 times. He was a 6-time Hart winner, which is the MVP. He won the 6-time Ross leader, which is the points leader overall. Oh, geez. It was the Hall of Fame in 1972. He retired at age 42, I believe. Then he came back, and a couple of years later, the WHA was formed. Back in the early 70s, we had the ABA was rival to the NBA, the AFL with the NFL, and hockey tried their luck at the WHA, and it succeeded for a couple of years. Gordie Howe was, the mainstay of that league. He was the MVP in 74. He played with them until 1980 in the league, and until 1980, wound up with the Hartford Whalers. Played with his sons first for a couple of years. Houston Aeros, I believe the team name was. Whatever, you guys know who it is. It's Gordie Howe. What a career he had. This is the guy, Mr. Hockey, and his name's not going to change. If it wasn't for Gretzky, he'd still be the top guy, I think, of all time. But I saw him play live. It was a pleasure to actually see this guy live in person towards the tail end of his career. And don't forget, he was the toughest guy in the league also. You didn't want to fight Gordie Howe. You didn't want to bring it on with him because he would take it to you guys. And the league respected him and who he was. And he played to he was very successful at an older age, one of the few. That's why when I was growing up, it was Gordie Howe, the great. It was Will Chamberlain. It was Babe Ruth. And it was Jimmy Brown. Those were your big 4 back in the 60s. So, that was as a child. That's what I knew. And Gordie Howe was the hockey guy, the legend. All right, let's get to our next guest. And it is none other than the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. All right, yes, sir, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. How did I get Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's autograph? How did I get him? Once? No, not once. I got him twice. Well, not twice. I got him a 3rd time. And again, these are all my original magazines. These are all my original magazines as a child. This one was early, 68, I believe, because 68. He gives you Abdul-Jabbar. He doesn't sign his full name Kareem, but this one nice. He knew to grab the silver pen for this one, and it's over Chamberlain, of course, the Skyhook, which of course The skyhook could not be stopped. All right? Look, Chamberlain couldn't stop it. Nobody could stop it. Nobody jumped high, and with the skyhook unstoppable. I'm surprised more players don't use it. It was so effective. It was a career shot for him. Why didn't more people use it? Beats the heck out of me. So anyway, it was during the All-Star game. It was at Madison Square Garden. They had a lot of basketball guests were coming and going during the course of the week, during All-Star week, preparing. It was a big event, of course. And they're trying to draw people in, and it's sold out, but it's just trying to draw people into the city from, all the stores and the shops and everything. So anyway, he was at a signing. I think it was a record store even, perhaps. It was still record stores back in the early 90s. Anyway, I got him on. It wasn't a bad line. It was a long line. But he's quick. He pumped it out quick. Abdul-Jabbar, no photos or anything like that, just his autographs, So, went back online, second time, and a third time. I mean, why not? It's my only chance to ever see him. It was my only chance to ever be near him, and it was my only chance to get these photos signed for free, in person. So, and I don't have to tell you about Jabbar's career. Do I have to tell you about Jabbar's career? Come on, really? I got to tell you about him. We all know 20 years, 6 MVPs, Rookie of the Year, 18-time All-Star, 6 championships, 11 defensive teams, the Hall of Fame, of course, 95. And, he changed the NCAA dunk rule. There was dunking allowed up until he came into the league. College rule, they changed 1967 to 1976. It was known as the Alcindor rule. No dunking. And a lot of people thought it was a racist thing, too, as well. They thought they were trying to prevent him from just becoming an all-time great. And they couldn't stop him anyway. The dunking and no dunking. Then all of a sudden he's in the NBA and you can watch him dunk again. It was like, wow, there he is dunking, because we never saw him dunk in college, or they didn't allow it. Isn't that crazy? Guys, you didn't know that, did you? The old timers out there knew that. But yeah, it was a crazy life back then. So, Abdul-Jabbar, one of my favorites of all time. As a player, I liked him, growing up as a kid, I rooted for him. UCLA, I loved those teams. UCLA, they were undefeated every year with Wooden coaching, and it just needed Abdul-Jabbar. And then after him, Walton came over and they stayed unbeaten. Another century, it seemed like. So yeah, Abdul-Jabbar was just an all-time legend. I mean, so we're back-to-back legends, guys, right? Abdul-Jabbar, Gordie Howe. Can't do better than that, can I? If it's your first time viewing, good show, right? I think. I don't know. Anyway, let's get to our NFL legend, all right? That's a good one, too. And you all know him by his nickname. I don't even have to tell you his name. Just his nickname, Joe Cool. Joe Montana. Who else? There's only one Joe Montana, right? He got the name Joe Cool because he was just always calm. Stay calm. He was Joe Cool. He personalized this one, but I don't care. I could always rub that off if I want to sell it, but this is not going nowhere. This is my collection for life. 8 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pro teams, 4 Super Bowls, 3 time MVP Super Bowl, Hall of Fame, 2000? Oh, 9 playoffs and how many years did he play? 15 years. He was 11 playoffs in 15 years. That's pretty good, too. His last 2 years with the Chiefs, also with the playoffs as well. He couldn't get them over the hump, but he got them there. When they were on a good team, he brought them back to life, the Chiefs. What could you say about Joe Cool? That's it, really. So how did I get Joe Cool's autograph? In person, free, at JFK Airport. He was on a flight. I had a friend of mine who had secret information, who's going to be on flights, coming and going. There was just nobody at the airport waiting for him. No one even, he was just walking down. No one recognizes him if you're not a football fan. And even if you are, you're not paying attention. You're on your travel and people aren't paying attention to celebrities in places. You could walk right by a celebrity, you might not even have known it. You've done it yourself probably. You don't even realize it. But Joe Montana, Joe Cool, how do you beat that, right? You beat that with this guy, the MLB guy. This I believe, is one of the all-time greats of the greatest. Greats of the greatest, if there's a great. I would say he's the greatest hitter of all time, without a doubt. I didn't see him play. He retired before my time. But he's considered, and I still look at his numbers. Look at the numbers. Ted Williams, the great Ted Williams, HOF 66 are added onto that. So you always like the added because that's makes the value, which I'm not going to sell, much more valuable. So I'll put the comps for all the other ones also. I think if I can find them in any sold comps. I have the exact photo, but we'll see. Like I said, none of this is JSA because I don't need to bring this to JSA. This was signed in front of me, right? All this stuff. But one day I might bring it to JSA if I have to, if I have to. But Ted Williams, this was at a show. I paid him whatever it is, waited online, got him on a ball, got him on a bat, got him on, Jesus. I got him several different times that day because it was the only time I ever did see him. And thank God I got to see him that day. I met him and everything. I would say the greatest hitter of all time. I was standing next to the greatest hitter of all time. You know, he was inducted. It's crazy. Inducted at the Hall of Fame in 1966. We don't know his numbers. You know, I mean, 19 years. He missed 5 years with the war. He was a war hero. He was just a great pilot in the war, World War II and the Korean War, where he missed 3 full years and most of 2 other years. So 5 years total. How many homers would he have hit? Give him 30 a year. 30 a year lowballing him in his prime. All right. He's in the mid 650s, easily close to 700. So, you know, I got a lot of glare in it. A lot of 700. So, you know, just an awesome player. I mean, 2-time MVP. Should have won the third when DiMaggio, the 56th streak. Yankees won. Back then, you came in first place. You're the MVP winner. Even though he was the player of the year. Triple Crown winner. 41. Did he win the Triple Crown? He won the Triple Crown twice. I'm not sure what years. Twice Triple Crown winner. 6-time batting leader. They won the Triple Crown of 42 and 47, just to get it right. But, you know, he's a player of the year 5 times. You know, they what they called, you know, it wasn't an MVP. They had player of the year also. I think it's now the Hank Aaron Award, maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, at age 38, I think he's 38. He had 388 and led the American League in batting in 1958, age 38. The next year, again, 39. He had another big year, bounce back year. And it's late in his career. Right? And his lifetime on base percentage, guys, 482. All right, that's almost 500. Lifetime, not half the time. Lifetime, not just a couple of years. Lifetime. How many guys even do that in 1 year? All right, so you know, and you know, here's a good story about you don't even know about this one. This is a good little fact about Ted Williams. He retired in 1960. We all know he had a decent year. He had 29 homers, hit 316. At age 41, he was still doing it. You know, he wasn't bad. He wasn't shocked. Like some guys do that at 31 years old, 30 years old, hit 29, 316. He would make $8 million, $20 million a year for that kind of numbers right now. Anyway, it was his last year he retired. We all know his final at bat. He hit a home run. The Yankees called him off season. They wanted to sign him just to be a pitch hitter off the bench for the 61 season. Imagine having Ted Williams on that team with the 61 season. Wow. That would have been awesome, right? Because the Yankees season in 61 turned out to be arguably one of the best teams of all time, the 61 team with Maris and Mantle, and Maris, of course, chasing down Ruth for the title. Well, Ted Williams could have been a Yankee, but nope, he would not. He retired, and that was it. No Yankee for him. He wouldn't do it, you know. So, great Ted Williams. And our last guest, our mystery guest, celebrity mystery guest of the day. Guys, I do celebrities also, just in case your first time is out there. I am a celebrity autograph collector as well as a sports collector, and I do many celebrity autographs over the years. I probably have just as many celebrity autographs as I do sports. And I never paid for one celebrity. There's no shows. I've never been to any. All in person, all next to me, standing and signing in front of me. Every single one. All right? This guy from Field of Dreams. Shoeless Joe Jackson. Ray Liotta, of course. Yeah, I love Ray Liotta. He was just a great actor. He died very young, 67 years old. Just a shame what happened to him, you know. I loved him. Just as a great guy. Everything he was so nice in person as an autograph signer. I got him at several times. JFK Airport. I got him in the city once at a hotel. Several times. Just fantastic signer. No matter what you gave him, he would sign. You know, talk to you, whatever. Take a photo with you, as you could see. He was super nice guy. You can't ask for a nice celebrity. Unfortunately, good die young, like they say, right? But, you know, I loved him in Goodfellas. That was his breakout role. We all know Goodfellas. Henry Hill, of course. That was his big star. I have a good connection to I have an affectionate connection to the movie because it's from my neighborhood in Canarsie, Brooklyn. That's where it all took place. The Bamboo Lounge is one of the, you'll see, it goes on fire in there. The Lufthansa was all planned in that place. 2 blocks from my house. I lived a block, not even 1 block, 1 avenue block away from where they planned all this stuff. And all these guys were local guys. All the guys in Goodfellas were all local to my neighborhood. All of them. And these guys were vicious guys, good guys. But they were great for the neighborhood. You know? They were vicious, though. But they were friendly. Hey, what's up? You know, if you know them, you know them, you know? They all lived scattered around the neighborhood. Everybody knew who. Everybody knew when and what. So it's no secret what went on in the mafia days back in those days. But, you know, there was no problem in the neighborhood. They'd kill each other if there was a problem. They didn't hurt nobody, you know, regular people. The pizzeria was mob. The local bars were mob. Every pizzeria and bar was mob related, mob ties back in the 60s and 70s, especially early 80s. Crazy, right? But yeah, Ray Liotta, you know, what a guy. I mean, really, he was just such a nice guy. He had a great movie career, and it's a shame that he die young, because he'd still be making, really good movies, one after another. He was making. Look at his IMDb page, and you'll remember some of the movies he did make. So, anyway, guys, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. I mean, the page just blasting away. I don't know how but I do know how, but it's happening. A little life to the page, little subscribers. So now, like I said, the responsibility's on me now to perform. So, wow, I got to do that. I don't know if I can. But yeah, I'm going to try my best. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe. If you tell your friends and your family and the neighbors and all that stuff, I tell you that every time. And wake the kitties and tell the dog and everybody else. And come on back for the next episode, please, of Baseball King Collectibles. Keeping up the journey.